Good morning, welcome to Detailing Guru. And in this episode, we're gonna talk about how to properly remove bugs and pre-wash your coated car. But first things first in the morning, coffee, and then we'll get to it. So, talk to you soon. Preparing the foam is really important because you really want to know what your panel impact ratio is. This means that the product that comes out of the foam lens onto your paint, in which dilution ratio. If you want us to make a movie about that, just comment below and we can do that as well. For now, I'm gonna take the GYEON foam and I'm gonna put 300 ml, 3 fingers of foam. We're gonna add a little percentage, half of this of water, give it a shake, and then we will foam the car. After a couple of coffees, we now start with a couple of bugs. So, bug removal on a coated car. It's really important not to spray any type of chemicals on a hot paneled car. This car is black, but it's early in the morning, it's cold, so we can use this now. I have my bucket with hot water. I have a brush, and I have my bath essence, which I will pump some sprays inside the bucket and into my wash mitt. And now I will start spraying dry the whole front bumper, the lights with bug and grime. I can do, it says bug and grime, so it's not only bug removal but also a good grime removal. And I will spray the grills. You can do this on windshield as well, on your mirrors, most of the parts where you will have a lot of bugs. So I don't like to agitate right now. We better let it sit for like 1.5 minutes. So let the product react with the bugs. And then I will not use this brush on my paintwork, but you can use this kind of stiff brush meanwhile to agitate all your plastics where you can have a lot of dirt. And this is also great to do with bug and grime. So this might, depending on which car, it can take some time to do it properly, but you will save some time in the end. So, meanwhile the product is working on the paint. And as I said, I have a hot water bucket. After this, we will first rinse without touching the bugs. So I don't want to have this residue as less as possible in my wash mitt. And we have a polish wipe microfiber cloth, which I like to take separately and dump it also in my bucket for later use. Okay, so now we're gonna rinse and check how much bugs are still left on this bumper. Try not to rinse in full front, but try to rinse in an angle. When we have removed and rinsed the bumper, you can check if there are many bugs left. If this is the case, you can reapply. In this case, we have, I think, removed like 95% of them. What I like to do is to take this polish wipe from GYEON. I spray some bug and grime on it, and this way I slightly agitate it without using any type of brush, just like a soft wash, to let some more product do its work, and then we will give it a final rinse after 1 minute. And I think you will be bug free. You know, the last thing that bugs are seeing when they hit the windscreen, it's their ass. So there are a lot of bugs on the windscreen as well. So make sure you use bug and grime on the windscreen and on the mirrors. These are the parts where most of the bugs are living their last seconds. When we spray bug and grime on the windscreen, it's not that important that you wipe with a microfiber cloth earlier, because this is not paint. This is really hard. This is much harder than paint. That's why we really want to take care of a coated car and have as much as debris or bugs or dirt removed before touching the car, so to prevent scratching. One of the reasons why I like to use this longer pile microfiber cloth on windscreens and on bumpers, and I don't use brushes on trim, because some brushes really scratch your trim and your paintwork, and this is not the case with microfiber. On the other side, you have a much higher surface contact area to remove things than a brush. So microfiber, keep it stupid and simple. That's beading, and the coating on the windscreen makes cleaning so much easier. Also, when you have a lot of bugs on your windscreen. After we did the bugs on the windshield, on the mirrors and on the bumper, on purpose I didn't wet the car, because I want, when we start foaming, I want my foam to cling as good as possible on the debris, to weaken it and to loosen it, so that my coated car is not scratched by the debris and by the washing procedure. So now we have a pretty dry car, and we will foam the car fully dry. You saw when I foamed the car, I did it from bottom to top. This has a reason, because on the bottom there is more dirt accumulation than on the top. So I let my foam work for a longer period of time on the bottom parts than on the top parts. Rinsing, I will do the same. I will rinse my car from bottom to top. And also this has a reason, and I will explain in a couple of seconds. Okay, about 2 minutes later, we are now gonna rinse the car, and we're gonna rinse it from bottom to top. And I will show you, just watch it, why it is, because I want to see where I have been with my pressure washer, that dirt, and that I can observe where I have rinsed before. So this way I can control where I have been with my pressure washer. When I start rinsing from the top, everything floats over the bottom parts and you don't have a visual to see where you have been. So start rinsing as well from bottom to top. Another tip I can give you with foam is when you have cleaned your wheels before you clean your car, which you can see how we clean wheels. Just tap here. I will show you what you can do with the foam after you have cleaned your wheels. You can go in the wheel arches and just put some extra foam in it, what you have left in the bottle, to give him an extra clean. We have properly pre-washed the car, bug and grime, and we used foam. We have rinsed the car and we are now ready to properly wash it. This will be shown in the next episode, so if you're happy with this episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, you know what to do, and I hope you like it. If you have any comments, write down below. See you soon. Ciao.